Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I am Emma Russell and I am an artist and illustrator. I guess that is the same term, but I'm just so happy you're here. This week is actually a different kind of YouTube video than I usually create. So if you are old or new, this is new for both of you. So typically I've been creating these vlog style art videos showing different things I'm working on, mainly in my sketchbook, but today is not the case. I actually am creating a video for you that is the entire length of a painting. So over the summer, if you've been enjoying my vlogs, you would have seen this purple anemone flower that I painted. I did a bunch of studies of different florals. I did some lemon studies. I think I also, I painted a lemon painting in acrylic. That was fun. I did some face studies, a whole bunch of things. Fruit, various fruits. I know lemons are fruits, but other ones, oranges, strawberries. I just really experimented and had a lot of fun in my sketchbook. And I got to this point where I felt like I had created a lot of things that I loved and enjoyed and experimented with new things. And then I created a list. And I sat down and I decided this is what I liked and this is what I did not like. These are the mediums I liked and these are what I did not like. Subject matter kind of varies because I really don't want to put myself in a box. And lo and behold, I took out my floral painting studies. Like you can see right here, I have this orange flower, I have the anemone, I forget what flower I painted up top, but then there's the sunflower as well. And I thought, what do I want to paint a lot of and create a piece out of? And I decided on this anemone flower, this purple bulb anemone. Beautiful, beautiful colors. I loved this shade of purple. And I decided to just put a whole cluster of them. And I was really proud of myself because I used this one study to base my entire painting off of. And to do that, when I arranged the sketches, I actually just turned that little mini study at different angles to get an idea. So I really didn't use any reference photos, just used my study. And something I've learned as I've grown as an artist is that to make a new piece or a new piece of work, you don't have to go find a new reference photo. You could go look through all the work that you've done before and get ideas off of that. And that is something that I have learned from over the summer and all the work that I created. And it got me so excited to paint. Also, meanwhile, I am watching this show. It's called Bewitched. No, is it? I don't even have the show name for you. It is not. It's called something. If you watch it, you know. This is so awful. Okay, wait. It's gonna tell me right here. Good Witch. Okay, but I'm watching this in the background. It was a cozy painting day, so enjoy. But as I was saying, I have learned that you can just go in and look at pieces that you have made and be inspired by your own work. And that I have heard, it's either a saying or someone that I admire has said, which I guess is also a saying, but really true. You're truly becoming an artist when you start becoming inspired by your own work to create new work and new collections. And so that has really been what I have been focusing on. And so I went in with this painting under the impression that it was going to be challenging, which it was, because I remember when I made the study how challenging it was to get those shadows in it, because these petals curve very interestingly. Now, there are two different ways that I watercolor paint. There's more of a loose style where you don't really make an initial sketch. You're looking at the flower, at the shapes, and basing your brush you use off of what kind of petals it has. For example, I'm using a number 10 round brush, the Princeton Heritage round brush, and the thing is with these is that you can get these really pretty oval-like flower petals with just a few swipes of your brush, and you don't really have to go in and fill in like a pencil drawing of a petal. You could just create a petal or a leaf with just the brush stroke, and I love that. It's one of the beautiful things about watercolor. It's one of the great things that makes it a lot more simpler, and it helps you move more quickly through a painting or complete something quicker and really like get some ideas down. There's also a filbert brush. I have the Blooms filbert brush that Jenna Rainey created with Princeton Heritage. It is huge though, so it's more like for bigger flowers. I need to get some smaller filbert brushes, but you can make other petals with those too. Now, in this way though, which is the second way that I do watercolor painting usually, is I will draw an initial sketch and then fill it in with color, and it makes it a little bit harder to paint. But it also makes sense because when I paint this way, I'm usually painting something more realistically. So when you think of, if you are taking whatever subject you have, a horse, a person, a flower, a tree, if you want to paint it realistically, you are drawing out a pencil sketch and you are trying to get it as detailed as possible and look as much like the photo reference that you do have. So, but with that, as you're doing watercolor, you move from light to dark. So you have to kind of like think about the layers of the petals and kind of like go in a weird way when you're painting them, because you can't really work on the darks if you have something that's light and it's still wet above it, because it will automatically bleed. So it makes it a little more challenging than if you're like working with through acrylic paints, because acrylic paints, you don't have to worry about a puddle of water. But so in this, I really enjoyed that I worked on this over a course of a few days because I gave myself enough time for it to really dry. Now, it doesn't take days for watercolor to dry, but I tend to get impatient if I try to finish a painting all in one day, or like I used to when I would create reels or videos of it just to be like, oh, I finished a piece. And I would just like kind of muddy something or go over it, and I just ended up ruining the piece because I was too impatient. But going over it for a course of a few days really helped me, because it gave me the time to really think about where I wanted to lay the colors and where I wanted to put shadows and highlights and go back in with the details. So I'm going to show you that the next day, because that is where So here we are finishing this piece, and this is what I mean. So now you can see how those darks in the center really dried. They have really brought a lot of depth to the flowers. And this is my favorite part, because after letting this piece sit a little bit and letting me look at it too, then I can really see where it might need some deeper colors, or where some of the colors feel like they have too much spacing. Like in the study on the left, you can see where I have that really dark little V shape there on the bottom left, and it just feels like it's kind of there. And so I didn't want that to happen with these. I started out giving them that shape, but now I'm just gonna go blend in with a little bit more of purple. I kind of experimented with a few different purples, and I even used a little bit of green, and I went in to give the stems some detail too. And usually I make the light come from the left of my page, and so I'll have my darkest parts of flowers or whatever I'm painting on the right side, but I decided to do that the opposite way this time, and I have my light coming in from the right, so everything's gonna be dark on the left. And that pretty much worked out because I have a lot of darks in the flowers there too, so I was already going in that direction. But this is just where it got good and where I can add in those fine details, and it's just really, really loving this piece and just really, really loving this purple. And I feel like it was a great way to just start getting into fall. Hi, here we have the finished piece. I really loved working in this way. I feel like making a video where I'm showing you the whole process of a painting, a larger scale painting, and just my creative process as an artist. It was just really fun, felt very, very true to me. And you know, I think that it's just so easy to get caught up in the way social media is. And us artists, we have to remember that art, you don't create finished pieces every day. That is not realistic. You know, content can be created every day, but I think because no one really talks about it, finished pieces are not created every day, unless maybe you did work on it the entire day. Maybe that's reality, or you work a lot quicker. For me, especially watercolor, people are under the impression that because it's so easy to get a bunch of color on the page really quickly that you can get done really quickly, but that has to dry. Yes, you can use a blow dryer, but there are many layers and stages, and I just feel like stretching this one out took me about a week and a half. I did not work on it every day in that week and a half. I probably worked on it 4 different days. So I can finish this in a week. That is why I would like to include these pieces in my bi-weekly videos, because I think that, man, it gives you the time to embrace the process. It gives you the time to embrace the process, to enjoy your work and what you're creating, and not just rushing to see the next thing. Also, highly recommend if you are creating art or trying to grow your Instagram or your YouTube. I feel like I'm not really experienced to say that in YouTube. I have 47 subscribers, but I think that the key is to batch content. If you are creating and you don't want to feel overwhelmed and like, oh no, I have to make a new painting today now because I need a new reel. I have ways that I do this. If you have any questions or want to DM me, feel free to ask. I would always be happy to answer. I'm kind of feeling like I want to make it into a guide because it's really helped me. I'd like to help other people so they don't feel so stressed out or like they don't know what to do or burnt out as a creative. But this is the finished piece. I'm happy with it. I might cut it down, and I think I'm gonna hang it here in my studio, which let me show you the wall. So this is my little corner, and we have some things stored over here, and this is where I'm hanging my plants painting and this abstract piece I did with my good old plant named Baloo that I talk about. And I have some photography and my daughter's artwork up there and some sketches. But anyway, aside from that, that space is cleared out, and we're just like one step closer to being able to paint my art studio, you know, make it how I fully want it to be, clear some of my husband's things out, because he has moved his stuff into a different location in our house. And yeah, Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this piece, this different kind of video. Let me know. Let me know if you're more of a vlog person or you like this whole art process or you want to see both. And as always, please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. And I will see you next time. Bye.